Okay, so now that we know Russian alphabet, we're going to talk about sounds. And one very important thing that I want to tell you guys is Russian language. Many people think that Russian is read as you write language, but actually this is not true. You can try to read words as they're written on paper or in a book or on the internet, but if you read as the words are written, then you would sound like a robot, basically. So I would say that Russian is not really a read as you write language, and I will show you why. So we need to now focus on the sounds. Now the first letter is letter A. Let's take a look. This is letter A over here. The handwriting, the name of the letter. Now look, I will show, just don't be scared for now. I will just show you how many sounds letter I can make. You know, people just think, well, letter I just makes a sound, but actually it's not true. There are different ways, different sounds that letter A can make. So you see this whole page is all about letter A. And how many sounds are here? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sounds that letter A can make. Okay. Now let's take a look at the first one, which is sound A. Okay, here. So sound A, as in the word father, father. And sound A, it comes in a stressed syllable. Stressed syllable. Now here I need to explain you guys what, number one, what is a syllable, and number two, what is stressed and unstressed. Okay, because if you don't know this, then it will be hard for you to understand Russian sounds, because actually not only in Russian language there are syllables and stressed syllables and unstressed syllables. There are in many languages, also in English. Okay. So I will just explain you over here. So we need to understand what a syllable is. Number one, syllable. Syllable, and number two, stressed and unstressed syllable. Okay. Now a syllable is a part of the word that includes consonants, consonant sounds, and a vowel sound. Now here I need to explain what a consonant and vowels are, because again, if you don't know this, then you will have a problem in the future, because you know Russian language is all about vowels and consonants also. So consonants, or consonant sounds, and vowels, or vowel sounds. Okay, so basically, let's just start with a consonant and vowel sounds. So consonant sounds are sounds like t, d, p, s, and so on. Those are consonants. And vowel sounds, they are the sounds like a, or o, or u, and so on. So in Russian it's the same. So you have T, you have D, you have P, you have S, and so on. And vowels like A, O, U, and so on. So consonants and vowels. So in phonetics, consonant sounds are the sounds that are produced with the help of some parts of your mouth, like teeth or tongue, the top of your mouth, some vocal cords, the throat, and so on. Now vowels, they're only made with vocal cords, with voice. That's why they're called vowels. They're made with voice. Okay. And so yeah, these are consonants and vowels. Now, but we were talking about syllables. So a syllable is a part of the word that consists of consonants and one vowel. So for example, consonant is sa, or consonant is s, and vowel is a, sa, right? Or can have three letters, two of them are consonants and one is vowel, san, right? So this is one syllable, and then the other syllable is, let's say, t and a. So the word Santa has two syllables because there are two vowel sounds, a and a, right? Santa. So usually, always, a word consists of the number of syllables equal to the number of vowels. Okay, so if we take, for example, the word banana, so you have 1, 2, 3 vowel sounds, which means that there are 3 syllables. So ba is the first syllable, na is the second syllable, and na is the third syllable. So those are syllables. Okay. Now we also need to understand the stressed and unstressed syllables. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's take a look at banana, right? So we see there are 3 syllables, but only one of them is stressed. A stress is basically an emphasis. Banana, the stress is on the second syllable, on the second vowel. Banana. You see how you never say like this. You never say banana, right? So this is not a stressed vowel. This is not a stressed syllable. You don't say banana. You don't say banana, right? This is not a stressed syllable. You say banana, and the emphasis or the stress is on the second A, or the second syllable, banana. All right. So that's what I wanted you to know. We have consonants like t, d, p, s. We have vowels like a, o, u. We have syllables, which is the parts of the word with vowels. And we have stressed and unstressed syllables. So here it's unstressed, but this is stressed. Okay. Now let's go back to our letter A. And as you can see, I wrote something here. I wrote stressed syllable in a stressed syllable. So father is a stressed syllable, or let's say mama. 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 This is a stressed syllable. The first syllable is stressed, but the second one is unstressed. And by the way, the second a is not pronounced as a. And here you go. I will explain the next one, the next rule. So you see this little kind of like arrow to the top, this one over here. Well, this means that this is the sound that is similar to a, but it's not a. It's a weaker sound. It's a weaker sound, a. So, for example, what does a weaker mean? A weaker means that it has less energy. So, for example, you have a phone, a smartphone, an iPhone or Android, and 100%, it's charged 100%. It means it has a lot of energy. Now, if it's charged 60%, then it has less energy, and maybe your screen is not so fast anymore. You know, like if it's 100% charged, then it will be 120 hertz. The screen, I'm not sure what exactly the term for that, but if you have 60% of the smartphone charged, then it will go down to 60 hertz. But if your your battery is at, let's say, 10%, then it has very low energy, so little energy that your screen goes down to 30 hertz, and maybe some applications cannot function because your phone doesn't have a lot of energy. So imagine that this sound a also has 100% energy, 60% energy, and 10% energy. So when it has 100% energy, it's stressed. It is stressed. So whenever it is stressed, it means it has 100% energy, and it's fully articulated by your mouth. Your mouth has lots of energy to pronounce this sound. So you pronounce it as a, very, with energy. But if a is unstressed, then your mouth has less energy, and it's a little lazy, so it will not say a, it will say a with less energy. But if it has 10% of energy, then it will be super lazy, and instead of a, it will say a. Now, when we're talking about syllables, I will show you here. Number 2. So this one, let's say, okay, so this is a stressed syllable, which is 100% energy. And this one is only around 60% of energy. It's slightly weaker, you see, that's what I'm saying here. It's slightly weaker, or not slight, it's quite weaker, minus 30%, minus 40%. Then in number 1, which is stressed syllable, and it comes in a pre-stressed syllable or in the beginning, at the beginning of the word. So what does it mean? Pre-stressed syllable or at the beginning of the word. So let's take a look. And by the way, this is what it looks like when it's around, let's say 20%, not 10, but 20%. Okay, this one is very strong. This is weaker, and this is the weakest. Super weak. So very strong, ah. Weaker, ah. And then very weak, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the example here. So we have this word balalaika. So balalaika. Balalaika is a Russian traditional instrument, a musical instrument with 3 strings. You know, ukulele has 4, and then balalaika has 3. So balalaika, and you see how many vowels here. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4. If there are 4 vowels, then it means that there are 4 syllables. And let's see what the syllables are. You see here, ba is the first syllable, la the second one, lai the third one, and ka is the 4th one. 4 syllables. Now, as you already know, there's most of the time there's only there's only 1 stress in a word, and in this case the stress is on the 3rd syllable. Balalaika. We say balalaika. Balalaika. Okay. Now, if you look here, let's take a look at this one. You see this, this, and this. Okay, if we go back here, then you see this one is 100% energy. And this is a stressed one or emphasized one. Okay, this one over here is, let's see how many percent. That's 60% energy. So that's weaker, a weaker sound. 60%. And look, this one, and this one, they are how many percent? 20%. So what does it mean? Well, I will explain. %. Okay. So it means that this one is the strongest, which is ah, ah. This one is weaker, which is ah, ah. This one is very weak, and this one is very weak, So instead of pronouncing everything as ah, 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 you pronounce it in a different way with a different energy. So this one is low energy, so it's super low energy. So we say b. This one is more energy, but not 100%. So it's So b. This one is 100% b. This one right? B. Okay, and let's try to do it together. So b, a, l, y, k, a. So b, l, bl, lie, bl, lie, bl, lie, k, bl, like, bl, like, balalaika, balalaika, balalaika. So this is the natural way to say balalaika, balalaika, right? You don't say balalaika with a very strong, very energetic. All the a's here, they have different energy. So balalaika, 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 balalaika. Okay. And let's go back to here. So it's a, right? I write here, it's slightly weaker than in here, and it comes in a pre-stressed syllable or at the beginning of the word. Now, pre-stressed syllable, so if this is stressed, this will be pre-stressed, that comes before the stress, okay? So stressed, pre-stressed. Now this one will be post-stressed, and this one will be pre-stressed. So again, stressed, pre-stressed, pre-stressed, post-stressed. Okay, so this is the gradation here, right? So again, stressed, pre-stressed, pre-stressed, post-stressed. And sometimes can be just at the beginning. So, I don't have an example here, but it can come just at the beginning. For example, abrikos, abrikos. So abrikos, the stress is on the last syllable, abrikos, which means apricot. So ab is the first syllable, ri is the second syllable, and kos is the third syllable. And the third syllable is the stressed syllable, as this one is pre-stressed syllable. Now this one is pre-stressed, but you see how a is right at the beginning of the word. And that means that this one, even it's in the pre-stressed position, but it's not super low energy. It's actually 60%. So this is why I wrote it down here. So slightly weaker than in one. It comes in a pre-stressed syllable, which is, this is stressed, this is pre-stressed, so we are looking at this one. Look at, right, it's over here. Or at the beginning of the word. So even if it's pre-stressed, but it's beginning of the word, right? Here it's not beginning. Beginning is b, is the beginning, right? Here, this is not beginning, it's already the second one. But here is beginning, so even though it comes in a pre-stressed position, but it will sound as if it's 60%. So abrikos, it's not it's and it's not it's abrikos. Okay. All right, good. 60%. Okay. Now, so these are the three ways, three sounds that a letter I can make, right? Okay. Now the next one is this sound. This one is E, and this one is E. So sometimes letter A can be pronounced as E. Okay. So when does it happen? It happens when Letter A goes after letter ch and letter sha. Okay. And so it's I, right? And it's in a pre-stressed syllable. Pre-stressed syllable. Let's take a look. So here, часы is watch. Watch, like a watch. Okay, часы. So we have two syllables here. This is a, you see, this is a stress. So this is a stressed syllable. And you see letter A is over here. Letter I is over here. And it comes in a pre-stressed syllable, right? So it's pre-stressed, it's before the stressed one. So letter A will sound like I. So чи, si, si. So it's not A, it's not часы, it's I. Часы, часы. That's what it sounds like. Часы. Okay. And another one is this word. It means to give mercy. To give mercy. Okay, so it's again two syllables. The first one is sh and the second one is dit. She, okay. And because it's in a pre-stressed position, or pre-stressed syllable, so it will sound like I again, right? So she dit. It's not sha dit because it's not a anymore. It's she did. Okay. Now next one, sometimes it can be pronounced as u. And it happens when it is after zh, after sh, and after ts. So it's pronounced as u. And again, it comes in a pre-stressed syllable. Pre-stressed syllable. Let's see. Жалеть. So two syllables here, right? Жалеть. So we have this sound Z here. We have A here in a pre-stressed position. So it's жалеть. Жалеть is to comfort. Next one. К сожалению, right? So we have сожалению. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables here, right? 5 syllables, and this one is a stressed syllable. So we say this one is in a pre-stressed position, so we say к сожалению. К сожалению. All right. Another example. Ржаной. So 1, 2 syllables. The last one is the stressed syllable. So again, this letter Ž and A. So ржаной. It's not ржаной, it's ржаной. Okay. So, and к сожалению, it means unfortunately, and ржано, it means like wheat or rye. I'm not really sure how to translate in English. You can Google that. Next one, лошадей, horses. Horses in a different case, not in nominative case. Don't worry about nominative case. I will explain that later in many classes, not now. Okay, лошадей, лошадей. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3 syllables, and again sh here and a here. So it's лошадей, 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 лошадей. It's not лошадей, it's лошадей, лошадей, лошадей. Okay. And the last one, the last example here is 30. 30. So 30, right? 1, 2, 3, 30. Okay. So this one ц and a. So again 30. 30. It's not 30, it's 30. 30. Okay, good. Now, there are some combinations. Combinations, we are not talking about the combinations with consonants, where two consonants come together, and then we're not going to talk about this one yet. But now we're going to talk about only a and o. A and o. So you see in combinations a, o, a, and o, they will be pronounced kind of in a different way than what we were talking about just a few minutes ago. So usually in these combinations, letter a and another letter, which is o, they are pronounced like, you know, those 60% power or energy, not not but okay. So for example, this word по-английски, по-английски, which means in English. По-английски. Next one. На одном. Not на одном, but на одном, on one. That's how it's translated, on one. Next one. Поощрение. That means поощрение, like a treat. Поощрение. Okay, and на Арбате. On the street Arbat in Moscow, a famous street, right? So you see how these combinations work here, this, here. So with these combinations, a and o, they sound like 60% But with other words, 3 words, they will sound like right? O and 60%. With words to, что and no. To. either, что, what, or also either can be pronounced as either, and no is but. So, to arbat, o a, to arbat, что arbat, no arbat. To arbat, что arbat, no arbat. Okay. So that is about letter A. These are the sounds that letter A can make. So it's not only A. And you see, if you, that's what I was telling you about. If you pronounce A always as A, of course, if you say, for example, instead of balalaika, you say balalaika, people will still understand you, but it sounds a little like a robot, or nobody will laugh at you anyway, because Russian people are very kind and they're very happy when foreigners are trying to learn and are trying to speak Russian, so nobody will laugh at you, but they will notice that you have some pronunciation problems. So you can, for example, when I learn Chinese, I don't really care about my pronunciation, so as long as people can understand me, I am happy about it. So it depends on you. If you want to sound super correct, then you will need to learn all these sounds but if you don't really care about the way that you sound and you care more about the meaning and not the sound, then you can skip that one and just say ah all the time, right? Or for example, like if you say this word chassis, yes, everybody will still understand you, but it doesn't sound correct at all, right? Or shadit, the same, right? Жалеть, no, жалеть, жалеть. Or ржаной, no, ржаной. Or лошадей, or 30, 30, okay, that's better. Or по-английски, better to say по-английски. На одном, поощрение. На Арбате, right? Okay, или or то Арбат, что Арбат, но Арбат, okay, but better say Торбат, Шторбат, Норбат. Okay, so that's letter A. And what else here? Let's go to letter B. Now we'll just stay here for now because we're at the end of the class and we'll not go to letter B. Let's just review quickly, okay? Review. Let's say the alphabet together. So A, B, В, Г, Д, Е, Ё, Ж, З, И краткое, К, Л, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, F, H, C, Ч, Ш, Щ, твердый знак, И, мягкий знак, Ю, Я. Okay, and we learned together what a syllable is, stressed and unstressed syllables, and what consonants and vowels are. And we were able to learn letter A and the sounds that it makes. Okay, that's it for today, guys, for this class. Thank you for watching the class. If you have questions, you can leave a comment under this video, and I will try to answer them. And don't be scared. Russian is not scary. It's just you know, a part of learning process, and there is no language that is easy. Russian is not the hardest, but it's not the easiest either. You know, learning languages is not easy, and it takes a lot of effort and consistency. If you're consistent, if you study every day for 1, 2, 3 hours every day, then you will have a higher chance to speak very well or fluently in relatively a short period of time. But if you have only 1 class per week and you don't do your homework, don't do exercises, then it will take much longer. So I would recommend to learn from 1 to 3 hours a day or more if you want to see your progress. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice day, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.